The girl looks cute and simple, but actually, she is fantasizing about having close contact with her beloved boy every day. In a world where lust is banned, boys can only hide in an abandoned building to read forbidden books, while the girls hide their love inside their hearts and refuse to have physical contact with the boys they like. But there is a girl who accidentally tries the forbidden life and then starts her free life. She often sneaks into her beloved boy's house to peek at him sleeping. Seeing the boy she likes interacting with other girls, she will threaten him directly. This makes the boy feel very troubled, and he only wants to get rid of her. What interesting interactions will they have? Let's start today's recap. The story happens in future Japan, where a very strict law is announced by the government. That is, everything related to intimacy is banned, and people must put on a device named PM, which allows the government to monitor them at any time. The male protagonist, Tanukichi, has been admitted to a very strictly regulated school because the girl he likes, Anna, is studying in this school. While Tanukichi is taking the tram to school, a student is framed and almost becomes a terrorist. To save the student, Tanukichi volunteers to admit the guilt for him. The woman who deliberately framed him is a fraudster who wants to blackmail compensation. Tanukichi does not want to be scammed for money, so he chooses to escape, but there are many police officers at the tram stop, and Tanukichi is quickly surrounded by them. At this time, a perverted beautiful girl nicknamed Blue Snow appears. She puts her underwear on her head and shouts dirty jokes to everyone. The officers immediately abandon the hunt for Tanukichi and go after Blue Snow instead. Blue Snow throws a lot of photos of sexy beauties into the crowd and then flees. With the help of Blue Snow, Tanukichi also escapes. When he comes to the school, the president of the student union gives an entrance speech for the freshmen, and the president of the student union is the girl Tanukichi likes, Anna. On Tanukichi's first day of class, a strange beautiful girl, Hyuka, wants to ask Tanukichi to do her a favor. However, Tanukichi does not agree because Hyuka wants him to help her get pregnant. Hyuka is a genius who is curious about everything, so she also wants to know about intimate interactions. At this time, Ayam, a member of the student union, comes to invite Tanukichi to join the student union. Tanukichi has always wanted to get close to Anna, so he immediately agrees. The reason why Anna invited Tanukichi is that she suspects Blue Snow is a student at the school. Tanukichi has seen Blue Snow before, so he may be able to help them find Blue Snow. One day after school, Ayam is responsible for introducing the student union to Tanukichi. She takes him to a secret coffee shop and reveals her other identity. Blue Snow. Ayam knows that Tanukichi's father, like her, is a dirty joke terrorist. She thinks Tanukichi must be able to understand and help her. However, Tanukichi is reluctant to help the dirty joke terrorist, and he even wants to call the police. So Ayam kidnaps Tanukichi and keeps him from calling the police. She tries to convince him to join her in starting an organization called SOX. Together, they can rebel against the government and get the government to abolish its unreasonable law. Tanukichi is surprised to find that Ayam says many dirty jokes because normally, people who say dirty jokes will be discovered by the PM. Ayam tells Tanukichi that she uses her cell phone to jam signals and is given 3 minutes a day without being monitored, which was taught by her father. Ayam's father is a politician who opposed the policy of total prohibition, but was thus framed and imprisoned. Tanukichi feels sympathy for Ayam's experience, so he no longer wants to call the police. Ayam also finally agrees to release Tanukichi. The next day, Tanukichi is kidnapped by Hyuka. Hyuka hears that Tanukichi's father is a dirty joke terrorist and thinks Tanukichi must know about intimacy. She catches many flies and wants Tanukichi to tell her what the similarities between the intimate interactions of the flies and humans are. Later, Ayam finds an opportunity to rescue Tanukichi, and she believes it is wrong that the students are not allowed to learn the right knowledge. This time Tanukichi agrees with Ayam, and he decides to help her establish the SOX organization. Ayam is inspired by Hyuka's fly experiments, which leads her to set the target for SOX's first operation. At a school-wide meeting that follows, Ayam and Tanukichi secretly sneak into the broadcast room and change the video that was supposed to air. They use the intimate interactions of flies as an example to show all students how to have physical contact. The students learn something new, and Ayam and Tanukichi are not caught. SOX's first operation is very successful. Immediately after SOX's action, the student union calls an emergency meeting. Reiki, the student that Tanukichi rescued on the tram, also happens to be a member of the student union. Reiki doesn't trust Tanukichi because his father was a dirty joke terrorist. In order to gain trust, Tanukichi has to state his reason for joining the student union. Tanukichi's father is a man who likes to talk about dirty jokes, and he did teach Tanukichi a lot about intimacy. But then he was arrested and imprisoned, and Tanukichi was despised by everyone. At that time, only Anna was willing to be friends with him, so Tanukichi fell in love with Anna and joined the student union to help her. This happened when Tanukichi and Anna were in kindergarten, and Anna had forgotten about it. After the meeting, Ayam tells Tanukichi that Anna's mother is a politician who is one of the people who made the current law. So Anna has been taught much conservative knowledge. She knows nothing about intimacy, and she has great fighting power. As a member of SOX, Tanukichi should be careful with Anna. Recently, the school will conduct an entrance medical examination for freshmen, and Ayam decides to secretly add some knowledge about intimacy into the eye chart during the medical examination. Ayam is responsible for luring away the members of the student union, while Tanukichi disguises himself as Blue Snow and takes the opportunity to teach the knowledge to the students. At first, their plan goes very well, but it is soon discovered by Anna and Reiki. They find Tanukichi, who is in disguise, and the latter can only run away immediately. In the end, he is chased to the rooftop by Anna, and just when he is about to be captured, Ayam shows up on the rooftop of another building. Anna instantly realizes that the one she is chasing is not the real Blue Snow, but a decoy, so she heads downstairs to chase the real one. Though Tanukichi is not captured by Anna, his whereabouts are all noticed by another female student. This female student is named Otome, and she is a very good painter. Instead of reporting Tanukichi, Otome threatens him to help her get close to Anna. Otome needs inspiration to draw, and the president of the student union, Anna, has been her source of inspiration. But Otome and Anna are not friends, so she wants Tanukichi, who is a member of the student union, to help. Coincidentally, a pervert has been stalking Anna recently, and Tanukichi and Ayam think of a way to help both Otome and Anna. They decide to let Anna lure the pervert out and let Tanukichi and Otome subdue the pervert together, which will both solve Anna's troubles and make Otome and Anna friends. In order to avoid arousing the pervert's vigilance, Tanukichi disguises himself as a woman and secretly follows Anna. Soon after, the perverts really appear, and there is more than one. To save Anna, Otome and Tanukichi fight against the perverts together, but during the fight, Tanukichi falls and knocks Anna to the ground, kissing her by accident. Later, the perverts are subdued by others and handed over to the police. Tanukichi faints from his injuries, while Anna is obsessed with the feeling of kissing Tanukichi. After that, Tanukichi is taken to the hospital. The other members of the student union have visited Tanukichi, but Anna has not. Tanukichi thinks Anna must be angry. After Tanukichi is discharged from the hospital, he discovers that Otome has also joined SOX. Now Otome has a new source of inspiration, which is knowledge about intimate interactions. Coincidentally, Ayam also needs a painter to help her create dirty manga, so she invites Otome to join SOX. Afterward, Tanukichi discovers that a female pervert often follows him. Ayam and Otome think this will be very good material, and if Otome can see Tanukichi and the female pervert in close contact, she can make better works to educate everyone. At night, Otome hides in Tanukichi's closet. Tanukichi posts a note at the door saying that he welcomes the female pervert to his home. After seeing the note, the female pervert enters Tanukichi's room. After subduing Tanukichi, she immediately takes off her underclothes and intends to have intimate interactions with Tanukichi. This female pervert is none other than Anna, who knows nothing about intimacy and treats lust as a sacred impulse, firmly believing that she is doing the right thing. Afraid that Tanukichi will get hurt, Ayam shows up in time to stop Anna. Feeling ashamed, Anna flees. Otome gains a lot of inspiration after witnessing this. Since PM monitors the movements of people's hands, Otome can't draw the picture with her hands, so she directly grips the pen with her teeth and draws everything that just happened. The next day, Tanukichi still can't believe what happened last night. He likes the pure and gentle Anna, not the crazy one. Anna is obsessed with Tanukichi due to a lack of proper knowledge, and Tanukichi believes that it is immoral to have intimate interactions with Anna in this situation. At this time, Anna discovers that Tanukichi has a good relationship with Ayam. She is very jealous and kidnaps Ayam. Ayam quickly explains that she and Tanukichi are just ordinary friends, and Anna lets Ayam go. Although Ayam is scared of Anna, she thinks it is worth carrying out the last night's plan. Now Otome has a lot of inspiration and she can create better works. In the near future, the government will seize a warehouse full of dirty comics. Ayam intends to use the students to lure away the police, and they take the opportunity to sneak into the warehouse to steal dirty comics. Ayam spreads the address of the warehouse to the students, and the fanatical students soon arrive. When the police are chasing them, SOX arrives at the area where the warehouse is located. However, Anna also arrives, and she is determined to arrest SOX. Ayam pushes Tanukichi into the forest to prevent him from being recognized by Anna. Coincidentally, Tanukichi discovers the warehouse here, and he brings out a lot of wonderful dirty comics. By this time, Anna has captured Ayam, and she will soon discover that Blue Snow is Ayam. After disguising himself, Tanukichi stops Anna. Anna doesn't know he is Tanukichi, but his smell arouses her desire. Feeling so ashamed, she runs away immediately. At a subsequent meeting, SOX replaces the documents on the scene with copies of dirty comics, causing another sensation. SOX is having greater and greater influence. Under the influence of policies, it is certainly impossible for people to have toys that satisfy their desires. So the SOX members decide to make some special toys with their own hands, to ensure that the toys are clean enough. IM chooses to make them from food. She first uses starch to make a liquid used for lubricating, and then she uses konjac to make the body of the toy. After Tanukichi examines it, he thinks that the toy should work very well. After that, SOX asks Hyoka to make toys for women. Hyoka is a super genius who makes delicate toys perfectly based on the description. Just then, Tanukichi discovers that Hyoka is not wearing underclothes. It turns out that Hyoka accidentally soiled her underclothes when she was doing the experiment just now, so she simply took it off. Unfortunately, Anna happens to come to find Tanukichi, and when seeing him with Hyoka, who is not wearing underclothes, she misunderstands them. Tanukichi is afraid of being punished by Anna, so he quickly finds an excuse to divert Anna's attention. He tells Anna that he asks Hyoka to make a gift that he is now going to give her. After saying this, he gives the toy to her. Anna doesn't know how to use the toy and wears it as a pendant on her chest. However, the toy vibrates on Anna's chest due to a malfunctioning remote control. Tanukichi is so embarrassed that he wants to turn off the toy, but the remote control malfunctions completely. Anna becomes increasingly excited because of the toy, and she subdues Tanukichi, trying to have intimate interactions with him. Tanukichi is terrified. Fortunately, the toy is damaged due to power overload. Feeling very lost, Anna lets Tanukichi go. After SOX becomes famous, more and more people begin to imitate them and rebel against the government's irrational policies. However, most of these people are not as professional as SOX. A lot of people get caught while taking actions. Among these imitators, the most powerful one is White Peak. This is a pervert who is very obsessed with underclothes. He has a lot of subordinates, and these people also have strange proclivities. IM believes that the members of SOX are completely different from perverts like White Peak, and it is because of the people like White Peak that the government completely bans all things about intimacy, so she wants to eliminate White Peak and his organization. In addition to White Peak, many people are affected by SOX and begin to rebel against the government. One day, Tanukichi meets a girl named Kozuri. She desperately wants to join SOX, and after accidentally discovering that Tanukichi is a member of SOX, she joins SOX through him. In order to deal with the increasing indiscipline, the student union specially transfers a group of students from other schools who are good at management to this school. The leader of this group is Oboro. Everyone thinks Oboro is a girl, but he is actually a boy. In order to facilitate the management of boys and girls, he deliberately disguises himself as a girl. Oboro and his subordinates are only under Anna's command. They have strong power and are strong opponents of SOX. In addition, there are many subordinates of White Peak in the school, which leads to chaos throughout the school. To defeat Oboro's team and White Peak's subordinates, SOX devises a battle plan. IM decides to lure out White Peak subordinates with a piece of underclothes, and then the members of SOX will catch them. In this way, in other people's eyes, SOX is more powerful than Oboro's team, which will weaken their influence. Tanukichi uses his underclothes as bait, but White Peak subordinates don't show up. Instead, it is Anna who takes Tanukichi's underclothes away. So after that, they decide to use Kozuri's underclothes as bait. Eventually, they manage to capture several of White Peak's subordinates. In the process, Tanukichi mistakes Oboro for a subordinate of White Peak. He fights Oboro, and discovers the secret that Oboro is actually a boy. SOX's plan is very successful. They not only catch a lot of perverts who steal underclothes, but also discover the secret of Oboro, weakening his power. Of course, SOX's actions also catch the attention of White Peak. White Peak has completely different ideas from SOX, so not long after, he offers a duel with SOX. IM, who wants to eliminate White Peak, accepts the duel without hesitation. A few days later, White Peak leads his subordinates to launch a large-scale operation. They hijack many buses with guns and rob passengers of their underclothes. When SOX receives the news, they decide to stop White Peak immediately. Since it is time for work in class, many students, including Anna, Tanukichi, and Otome, are riding the bus. They meet White Peak's subordinates at the same time on different buses. Anna is not only very powerful, but also has rich combat experience. She subdues the robbers in an instant and saves all the passengers. Tanukichi and Reiki distract the robbers with their more perverted performance, and the other passengers take the chance to subdue the robbers. As several robbers are subdued, they discover that the robbers are using fake guns. But White Peak says that among all the robbers, there is one who is using a real gun. Worried about the passengers' safety, the police dare not to forcibly rescue the hostage. In the end, White Peak and his subordinates order all the drivers to drive the buses to the same school. They kidnap the students and demand plenty of food, water, and brand new underclothes from the government. After receiving the supplies, the robbers hand out all the underclothes to the students, asking them to put them on and then take them off. White Peak intends to collect these used underclothes to satisfy his perverted desires. In fact, these robbers are only a group of perverted ordinary people, and it is easy for the government to defeat them. But they deliberately don't rescue the hostage, because if this incident has a greater impact, their policies will appear more reasonable. After discussion, Ayame and Tanukichi decide to think of a way to get Anna's help. Now only Anna is powerful enough and has rich combat experience. With Anna's help, Socks and members of the student union enter the campus and successfully subdue most of the robbers. It turns out that Tanukichi tells Anna that his underclothes was snatched by White Peak on the bus, and Anna wants to get back Tanukichi's underclothes, so she agrees to work with Socks temporarily and leave the members of the student union to the school. Socks and the student union defeat the robbers and save the hostages. They then attack White Peak together, making this number one pervert pay the price he deserves. At this time, there are many reporters outside the school. Ayame broadcasts the story of Socks' hostage rescue to the reporters. She tells them that it is the government's excessive suppression of people's normal desires that leads to the appearance of perverts. To create a more tolerant and healthy world, they will continue to fight. Many audiences are deeply moved after listening to Ayame's words. Once again, Socks' plan is a great success. Socks becomes more and more famous. One day, Anna's mother suddenly invites Socks to an abandoned spa resort. Everyone is afraid because they are hiding their true identities all the time. Anna's mother suddenly invites them, most likely because she knows their real identities. To confirm whether their identities are exposed, members of Socks can only go to the spa resort. This spa resort was very famous before, but after the government completely banned everything related to intimacy, it was forcibly closed. Strangely, the student union is also invited here. They find that the hot spring is still usable, so they soak in the hot spring to relax. During this time, Anna comes to Tanukichi and soaks in the hot spring with him, trying to have intimate interactions with him. At this moment, Anna's mother lets out a scream. They go to check and find her fainting in the dressing room. They also find out that Anna's mother is also invited here, which means that the person who invited Socks is not Anna's mother, but someone else. The person who invited them here is a strange middle-aged man, and he is obviously a dirty joke terrorist. Anna immediately leads others to arrest him. The middle-aged man lures the others away, and then appears in front of Tanukichi and Ayame. Only then does the middle-aged man reveal his true identity. It turns out that he is a friend of Tanukichi's father, and together they rebelled against the government. He tells Tanukichi and Ayame that there is a secret warehouse in the spa resort, and a large collection of art about intimacy is kept inside it. Tanukichi then takes a cable car with Ayame to the warehouse at the top of the mountain. Here they find many works which have a long history. These things have high artistic value, and they represent an indispensable part of human history. Through these works, Socks members realize that their actions are meaningful. The government should face up to people's normal needs and not overregulate as they are doing now. Socks will continue to struggle until the world returns to its original form. That brings the end of this anime. The setting of this anime is very interesting. Most people suppress their desires under the management of the government, and many of them become more perverted as a result, which has led to a lot of interesting stories. History has shown us time and time again that unreasonable policies will lead to more serious social problems, which often completely overturn the initial purpose of formulating that policy. Only when these unreasonable policies disappear will everything return to normal. I hope the characters in this anime can return to a normal world as soon as possible. In the end, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I'll make more excellent anime recaps afterward. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.